let's try this. Pretend you're welding this area between two pieces of wood. You're not going to use glue, you're going to use weld. This is just temporary. This is your nozzle, okay? This is what you're going to be controlling. Wire would come out of my finger straight. You're going to angle it at a slight angle, probably about 15 degrees. Keep it squared up 45 degrees inside this corner. You're going to feed the wire and push and weave like this. This way the wire is constantly ahead of that puddle. What this will do is it'll prevent the weld from stacking on top of itself and having the heat disperse inside the weld as opposed to the piece. If you're doing it like this, what you're doing is the weld is pushing into the wire is pushing into the weld, and it's not penetrating into the piece. The piece doesn't get hot enough. If you're welding like this, you're heating up the bottom plate before you're heating up the side plate. Now, if the bottom plate is thicker than the side plate, if you are to weld the same method, what you do is you stay down for a little bit longer before you go up. So it would look like this. This way you're putting more heat into the bottom plate, allowing the wire to melt into it a little bit more, get better penetration. A good way to do this is count. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Now if we were to do it, if this was a thicker plate, you do the opposite. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. But you take your nozzle, angle it at a 45, and bend it back about 15 degrees. And you can angle it more if you want, but don't angle it so much that the wire has to travel too far from the nozzle to the steel, because what's going to happen is you're going to lose power in the wire, and it's going to start to splatter on you. So you want to keep it nice and tight, but not so much that the nozzle is going to bottom out against the weld. You can have the nozzle touch the steel. That's fine. But you got to remember to angle it and push. And make sure you go side to side. If you don't weave back and forth or push and pull, that's another method you could do, is push and pull. But your welder's not giving you enough amperage to do that kind of method. So to do side to side, you got to make sure you go wide enough so that the puddle, and you'll actually be able to follow the puddle if you were to look underneath the nozzle. The puddle will follow the wire, and the puddle should be following it up and down. If you're going back and forth and the puddle seems to be staying in the middle and you're doing a little wiggly dance, you're going too fast. Slow down. Now, if the welds are coming out fat, keep your side-to-side motion the same, but push a little bit faster. So, your weld should be pretty flat inside this groove, right here. If it's bubbling out like this, it's because you're going too slow. If the corners of the weld are rounded, it's because you're not getting enough penetration, because you're not heating up the plates enough. So, if you're not heating up the plates enough, you got to burn the wire into the plate. And to do that, you have to make sure you're getting out of that weld pocket enough so that the heat can penetrate into the plate. Because if your weld will be red, but if your plate's not warming up and getting red, then you're not getting the penetration you need. Think about that.